Hello, Capricorn. Welcome. We are doing your reading. We are going live, or we are live, and it's kind of a trial. It's a new setup to see what it's like using this webcam, this microphone, and we'll just check it out and see how it goes. Okay. Why did I use you as a guinea pig? Not sure. It is your season, so I guess you should feel blessed, right? If you don't know, I'm a Capricorn rising. I also have a Capricorn Mars. So let's talk a little bit about this reading. The theme is going to be all about your fire horse. We are closing out 2025, which is year 9. And that being said, we have gone through some transformative moments of peeling off dead layers of old patterns, old styles of thinking and behaving, releasing some kind of karmic injustices, whatever it may have been for you that you're still releasing. This year has been quite challenging. I encourage you to tell me in the comments what 2025 has been like for you, as well as what you hope for next year. Now, 2026 is a year 1. So it is a fresh, brand new, clean slate. It is a fire horse. So it is highly sensitive, very adaptable, very quick, and full of fire, driven by passions and any pursuits that really speak to you. So I'm going to take a look using the Akashic Tarot, as well as the Sibylla Oracle and the Lenormand, and some traditional tarot to see if you are able to mount your horse successfully, what the speed is that you might be maintaining, running at, and the general direction. So we'll start with the Akashic Tarot just to learn what's in the field for you. Of course, you can rewrite that with free will, but we'll see what's already there. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Can I see what's in the field for them for 2026, please? Okay, one card. I've got the Light of the World, 10 at the bottom of the deck. And then I have the King of Keys. Well, this definitely speaks to your soul. The King of Keys is more of a goal-oriented, mission-oriented person rather than a people-oriented person. And the Light of the World is all about your highest sense of self coming through, talking about what it means to bring the sacred into the everyday. These are kind of not very much in alignment, or if you combine both of them, then you are very complete. I don't know. The master artisan here is asking you to not be shy with your gifts. Now is the time to bring them into the world. So, interesting. This is major arcana for this deck, which means that it is the 10, like the 10 energy of the Wheel of Fortune, a sort of fate, a spinning. But here, this is the King of Keys. So your fire horse is all about business. Let's check that out. Let's get some characterization of what that could be. Okay, we'll ask the Sibylla Oracle for some insights on that. What's important for this King of Keys, this being your horse that you're driving in the year of the fire horse? What does the King of Keys care about? Where is he going? So I have country house, which you saw fell out in reverse, and then some money. Bottom of the deck is a lot of money. The King of Keys cares about money. That's what's most important to him. And it's not just like just money, but general abundance, right? Status, being recognized. But we have country house in reverse. And so interesting, something about the home is not coming with as you move towards some money and then later a lot of money. Can I have something about the juxtaposition between these two? Thank you. Yeah, this is the card of paths. This is the divine feminine, number 22. And this is about how are you going to move? What will you choose for your direction? Not only that, but we have fish at the bottom, which is all about windfall and success. This is huge amounts of money. So there's a lot of paths for you to take, maybe about different business endeavors, different people that you do decide to partner up with. So a lot of choices for 2026 about how you come into more and more of what it is that you're seeking in terms of success. Okay, so this message is pretty cohesive. Let's get some tarot and see if we can learn maybe some people that you're investing with that are involved in this. Can I see for Capricorn, please, some specifics on the paths that they choose that leave a country house behind, however, involve some money, a lot of money, and the King of Keys working through to find what he's looking for. Show me for Capricorn for 2026. And maybe in 2025, you made a move. At the end of the year, you made a move from the country to the city. Maybe this new job endeavor takes you out of the place that you were living in. One card. The Emperor. Well, yeah, that's pretty clear. So I think that you are coming into a boss status. 2026 will have you leaving kind of worries behind about whether or not you can do it, because you begin to understand what delegation really looks and feels like. And perhaps you align yourself with people that you can trust more so that you can choose more freely to go from some money to a lot of money. Now, there is this at the bottom of the deck, which suggests that maybe there was not such an easy time in 2025. Can you show me more about this Emperor's moves? Perhaps you broke through some limits, whether it was the company that you were in or whether it was the nature of the vertical that you were working in. Maybe even a relationship. Maybe that relationship was in the country house and you left that behind and you moved towards a different direction, a different place, a different, something different altogether. Yeah. So something didn't happen. Tower in reverse. There was a huge plan that you had, some projected energy into the future from 2025 and how 2026 was supposed to look. But here we can see that it actually did not go according to plan. And so because of that, yes, you left something behind in the country house. Yes, you may have left a person behind, even if you still are looking back. This was unexpected. This was sudden, and it brought you to many new paths. And it's made you in this position of the King of Keys that, well, the things that I was working with people actually didn't pan out. And I'm not trying to, you're showing me that you're going to be the Emperor in this situation and you're not wallowing, even though you showed me the Five of Pentacles. Here you're rising to the occasion. You are picking yourself up. And you will work with some money because you know more money, a lot of money is coming as long as you continue to stay focused and choose what it is that's important to you. Now, this is a Queen of Diamonds, as you can see. And at the bottom of the deck, I have the King of Diamonds. So not sure that those two shall meet, but I do know that it could be an alignment of your feminine, masculine coming together so that you can make choices for this new path that you walk. Can you tell me about the money? From some money to a lot of money, is there anything that you can clarify for me? For Capricorn, for 2026. What are we talking about? So I have the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Okay, So whatever was an injustice previously, right? And this doesn't necessarily have to be something that you even perceived as an injustice, but whatever it was that you felt may have not been fair, that you were looking for retribution for some agreement, some partnerships that you were working with, this money is going to come in, and it's going to be something that you may have worked on some time ago. And now you're having a brand new renewal. And whatever time you spend on it is healing. It's healing you. Every single moment that you set aside time to put energy into this craft, it is healing you. And that is the justice. It is you serving yourself, you remembering who you are. And it will involve celebrations with other people. You will be recognized, but you are turning your fate from what the ending of 2025 turned into, how 2025 did not end or go as planned. I want to bring your attention to the fact that I've got the Wheel of Fortune here, but from the Akashic Tarot, we have the Light of the World. And this is the major arcana in this deck, which is synonymous with the Wheel of Fortune. So where is this going? You are moving into a direction of total abundance. After this tower fell in reverse, taking these paths from some money to a lot of money. Now, I don't see this as an endeavor that you are doing with someone. I think that you're reclaiming your own. It will involve celebrations with other people, but this is something that you are bringing back on your own. Let's get a sense, if we can, what it's about. Can I see this Knight of Pentacles? What is this craft? What is this coin? What is this real, tangible thing? So I have victory, presence, and pleasant. So yeah, and hope is at the bottom of the deck. Like I said, I immediately saw that this is a renewal of your spirit as you work on this. Not only does it give you joy and you feel victory, but it's a gift. It's your gift to the world. And it's a gift that you get to give. And we saw that over here previously with the Master Artisan. Right? This craft is something that its spirit is asking you to not be shy. To not be shy as you go out into the world and show whatever it is that you are prepared to do. It's a long time coming. Can you tell me about this justice? What about this justice? You have major energies here because you have the Emperor here and the Justice. I've got the Child. And so there is a playful aspect to what you are working. You are healing the child within you that maybe didn't have space previously. And when you take these paths, combining the divine feminine and the masculine in you, there is something that is reborn, the child. And maybe when and if you were planning on 2025 going according to the idea with the Six of Cups, and it didn't go as planned, it had to do with it brought back some childish fears, some worries about being chosen, about not being chosen, if you could handle the responsibility, if you could still stay light with it. So much of your hope was put aside. And you felt as though many of the things that you were working for were just your thoughts. Like, were you in fantasy? Perhaps you were kind of isolated in this relationship that you had because absence is also here. And so it begs the question of who this King of Keys is. Were you dealing with someone that was cold? Do you feel as though in this relationship at some point there were issues where money was coming between the potential in which you could have found each other, communicated with each other? And in order to work on the craft, something about communication, reciprocity fell to the side. Yeah, let's check the field and see what's available for this child and how it relates to the justice. Ooh. Okay, we're not gonna do the floor. For the field for justice. I mean, maybe you felt like someone was treating you like a child, and maybe, oh, the light of the world is still at the bottom of the deck, okay? This is your highest sense of self, again, if you're just joining, and telling you that it is in alignment with what it is that you'd like to do, the lookout. So lookout in this deck, it is peering over a situation. There is, this is just like the Tower. This card is about pending danger, whether or not you're going to be able to withstand it. But this card is talking about what has already, you escaped this. The Tower did not fall, it did not go according to plan, and that was the Tower, but it's in reverse. And you are standing here overseeing it as the Emperor. But there's a piece of you as you heal that you're worried about how to maybe move on. Can you move on? Fear that maybe something like this could happen again. I'm just going to see what card fell. Because the lookout goes with another card. The Buddha prepares. And so, yeah, it's like this. You're preparing for what this next chapter will look like for you after coming from this wreckage. As you can see, this man is looking here. The Buddha prepares is about finding this glow, this alignment, this center within, this peace, knowing that it is within you. That's the childlike prosperity, right? Like the child, as they continue to play, they do not think about what the end goal is. They are just in the state of flow, playing with hope. It's second nature to them. So 2026 is kind of an invigorating year for you so far. Can we get mid-year? There's a renewal of your spirit, a renewal of your play, and working into a lot of money. Now, I can see here waiting. And so maybe there's something that happens with your project mid-year where you are waiting to hear from the Sun money exactly what kind of contracts, who you're going to be working with. And I have trap here at the bottom of the deck. What are you waiting on? Let's pull 4 cards on that. Four cards for Capricorn, please. What are they waiting on? The recovery from the 5 of Pentacles, for happiness to return, the Sun, for the enlightenment, for the responsibility of the Hanged Man. Still more waiting. Either to move on or for someone to make moves to you. This is a consolidation of energy. Who are you waiting? Oof. Now we've had the Justice and the Hierophant. So we could be talking about someone that you have married, that you have been married to, that you wanted to be married to. Ooh, look, right after the Hierophant is the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, let's get into that. So you feel Mid-year, even though you're working successfully on your projects, invigorated in your spirit, in the state of play with this childlike hope, there is this big burden still because you feel stuck. The sun is shining. It has shown you the playfulness of your curiosity, your creativity, yet the burden, the responsibility of what it means to have been left or to have left someone or for work to have interrupted the relationship. You're waiting for this fresh perspective. You want to see, what was this for? Why did I engage in this? Why did this have to happen? Why did I have to go through this? The Chariot. What moves can someone take? Let's get 4 cards on who the Chariot is, who this may represent. So that's heavy Cancer energy. You might be dealing with someone who is a Cancer moon, Cancer Venus. Can you show me 4 cards for the Chariot? Who is this? It's great hope for success and victory. Does the Chariot represent Capricorn's efforts to move on, or a person? 10 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 4 of Swords, the 7 of Wands. Oof, 5 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So much of this person is a defeatist. This person is a defeatist. If you were waiting on this person to get in the Chariot and to make their way to you, it is difficult to say that this person knows their own mind. On the one hand, we've got the limits of the worst kinds of thoughts that they can have. And then they are regretful for having these worst kind of thoughts. They are in steady remorse by their own projection of what they are fearing. Then they find peace, put it to bed, stop thinking about it, find a distraction, whether it's something that they do that's earnest, like meditation, or just do something that finds rest. They put it to bed. And then they are defensive, argumentative, combative. Their energy is not consolidated. The Chariot is a consolidated energy, so it does not represent another person. It represents your efforts to move on. Why? Because there is a way for you to accept defeat here. I mean, it's clear that something from 2025 regarding a relationship and a country house did not go as planned. And it's okay. We can't change the way that people behave. We can't change the things that they say. We cannot change their idea that they may have about us. That's not what we're here for. But this person is conflicted about their own mind. And there is nothing that you can do about that. I'm going to see what's in the field for this person, okay? The King of Forces. So this is a balanced person. What else? A masculine that is both soft, both strong. And the Treasure. A fated meeting. Capricorn, this, what's in the field for this person is that this energy of becoming balanced is available to them. This masculine elevation, ascension is available. However, the Treasure is in reverse. And so in this card, there would be someone looking for something that they lost, that they care a lot about, but it's in reverse. So again, they don't have a steady way to understand what they are living. On the one hand, they are feeling betrayed and then have a victim mentality, but they are defensive all the while. They do not try to achieve understanding. They just think that, okay, move on. This wasn't for me. I just hop right along. And so this is so interesting that I have fated meeting here. because we had this in paths, Queen of Diamonds, King of Diamonds. And then I have man also. Okay. But after fated meeting, I have the Queen of Keys, which you started the reading with the King of Keys. So let's get some tarot on this fated meeting. See who these two people are. Can I have 4 cards, please? Fated meeting for Capricorn for 2026. Who are these two people? Yeah, I mean, just look at this. I have the Page of Cups. That could mean that someone's apologizing to the Queen of Wands. Knight of Swords and the Strength. So you could be dealing with a Leo. These could both represent Leo. They could also represent fire signs. Now, this can be a Page of Cups that is apologizing to the Queen of Wands if you have any Sagittarius in your chart. In addition to the fact that maybe this apology is coming from a Aries, Leo, Sag. But someone wants to make up for the fact that they were indecisive. Someone wants to use their strength in a way that communicates and rights the wrongs. Interesting. And I'm going to go back to trap because we had trap here at the bottom of the deck and learn what it is. We're going to use this deck to talk about this Page of Cups. Can I see this Page of Cups, please? The Page of Cups is loss of money on its side, with thought again still at the bottom. Can I see this Knight of Swords, please? The Knight of Swords is sweet card. The Knight of Swords coming in with the quick sweetness. Let me know in the comments if you are dealing with a Leo. Now, reconciliation is here. The sweet card is met with reconciliation in reverse, and we are back to a lot of money. So, Capricorn, does that mean that at some point you decide that there is someone that returns and you choose these paths that take you to success for your career, for what you've been now invigorated by? Someone left you kind of feeling a little bit abandoned, a little bit isolated. And even though it didn't go according to plan, you saw it as a blessing. You continued to build and heal yourself, renew your energy. And now you're thinking, why would I stop working on my lot of money to reconcile with someone who left you hanging? They left you hanging. They left you for dead, as if you were supposed to pick everything up and clean it up on your own. This is not what you have prepared for. This is not what you are trying to relive, right? The fire on this ship. You are not trying to go back to a place of disaster. You don't want to deal with someone who's indecisive and doesn't know their own mind, for sure. I don't see you willing to reconcile. Now, let's just see if we can get from the tarot what they're going to say. Show me what the Knight of Swords and the Page of Cups are cooking for communication. Can I see, please? 3 cards. Like I said, you could be dealing with a Leo, an Aries, or a Sag. What does this Page of Cups and Knight of Swords say? Oof, Page of Pentacles, they learned something. They have absolutely learned something about what it means to put practical energy, to be consistent. Now, this may have been someone who did very big things, but the day-to-day was really hard for them. Just super hard to stay consistent. We saw that in their mind. I'm not shocked at all if it was difficult for them to stay of one mind And what's more dangerous than a person who cannot maintain their mind, because they keep you guessing. And it's not in a mysterious, loving kind of way, like, oh, it's so magical. No, you have no idea what they're thinking, and neither do they. But they have learned about what it means to be consistent. They are holding what it is that they are learned, and they're bringing it, and they're saying, look, I have planted this seed. I have learned exactly what it is that I need to do, and I want to grow. They understand what growth may look like now in a relationship. And while that may be very difficult for you to believe, they are coming with the sweetness with it as well. Now, let's just see what's at the bottom of the deck. Right. So not to say that it's toxic, not to say that they're toxic, but it does have an impact on you. It does stir your chemistry. And that's hard. That's hard to deal with. It's hard to trust. It's hard to say yes. You would like something a bit more stable, but this is also your energy. So does that mean that you're here showing up for it? You want part of it. The Wheel of Fortune back in the fold. So maybe you are willing to do what it takes, committed to also making this change. Seven of Pentacles, using discernment to know what didn't work before when you tried it, but perhaps there's a chance. Temperance, to balance things out, right? To understand that we have to go through every experience that we have. And even if they're unpleasant, that they are meant to bless us for the end result. And that all we are doing here is to have experience. Interesting. I want to pull a Lenormand on this devil. Man. I have the fox at the bottom of the deck. So there is something tricky. There is something tricky here. Now you may be hip to it. You may already understand. But here I have bouquet. So this is 9. And so this revisits what you experienced with this person last year. Let's just see, because while this deck is really new, I still need to see exactly what some of these cards mean. So the bouquet is a gift, beauty, it's grace, it's art, it's charm. It's really pleasurable. It's a positive card. So the bouquet and the fox is happiness at work, which brings me back to ask the question, are you going to choose some money over this relationship? Let's see what's in the field for your choice. For Capricorn, how do they respond to this offer of love from the person that they saw previously? How do they respond to this offer? Can we know? Maybe. How do they respond to this offer? Ooh, we don't know. We can't know. It will depend on, and I still have Queen of Keys at the bottom of the deck. It will depend. The future cannot be told. I think that you're sitting here in this Queen of Wands, and I think that you are considering your highest pursuits of passion, pleasure, purpose. And for you, that's the most important thing. Never again will you give someone control over your life. Never again will you put yourself underneath the hand of someone else. Tell me about this Queen of Wands, what she chooses. What's important to her? Oof, yeah. So she will not, at the bottom of the deck, I have hope. She will not be guided by hope. She understands that it was a trap, that it was fantasy. And she's going to be rooted and grounded as the Queen of Keys, right? That is, you've shown me the Queen and the King of Keys, and the divine feminine and masculine from the Queen and King of Diamonds in the Lenormand. So I'm just going to pull some advice for you and see if there's a final word, a final phrase for you for 2026. But it's clear that someone is going to use their strength to tell you that they know now what it means to be consistent in a relationship, that they have taken this little nugget of gold and they have decided that growth is what they're after. And they want to grow with you because you're happiness to them. But you're not buying it. At least if it's presented as a hopeful future faking, you're not buying it. You're on the lookout for this. Can I have some advice, please, for Capricorn for 2026? One card, the Magician. You said, I don't need any false. I don't need any manipulation at all. Do not be manipulated. Do not fall for people telling you that there is stability when in the meantime you're left hanging, right? You are committed to building your happiness. Okay, Capricorn, that is what I have for you. And the general direction of your fire horse is the King and the Queen of Keys. Where you go is a place of money, choosing your paths, choosing your partnerships, and choosing your businesses. This is all about you as emperor here. 2026 has you sitting in boss energy. I hope that this helped. Let me know again. I encourage you, tell me what 2025 has been like for you and also what you hope for 2026. Okay. Peace and love. Ciao.